escape is impossible.
What's happening? Please tell us.
6,000 Jews have gone.
When love is elusive,
Have you ever kissed anybody?
only hope remains.
I somehow feel that in spite of everything, people are good at heart.
Masterpiece Classic presents the acclaimed new production, The Diary of Anne Frank.
Tonight at 9 on member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
When shopping for a hammer, make sure you buy the right one for you. Don't buy the biggest hammer you could find. Your arm will get really tired. A 16-ounce claw hammer works just fine for most jobs around the house.
My child is watching Super Y, and it said, "What letter makes the sound R?" And my 2-year-old is jumping up and down going, R, R, R. I love that. My family does it without a lot of stuff, but I would be horrified if we had to do it without PBS.
Name's Jeff Bloss. I think the most important is I'm a dad and husband. We have a house out in Montauk, and we had one of those rainy days. We start to flip through the TV, and we stumble on The Elegant Universe, the Brian Greene series. And something amazing happened. That anxious energy that we had from a 4-year-old and 7-year-old slowly gets washed away, and they get quiet. And there was fascination that you saw on their face. And over the course of the next couple of weeks, you see the blossoming interest in science and space. My older son says, and I definitely want to be a physicist when I grow up. Seeing the future of your child, seeing the passion that's within them manifest itself, and seeing those moments where you've got a tiny glimpse into understanding what they could become. And it all harkens back to just, one rainy day in a Montauk.
What will be your legacy? For 45 years, Blue Ridge PBS has offered innovative programming in the arts, history, science, public affairs, and groundbreaking series for children. You can help sustain the unique role of Blue Ridge PBS by making a gift from your estate plan. Call us today to learn more. Your legacy can make a difference at Emmy Award-winning Blue Ridge PBS. You're watching member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
This PBS program will return in a moment.
And now a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Call the Midwife.
In this season, I think it's interesting because Trixie thinks that she's quite fearless, but actually there's some tasks that she comes across. And the relationship with Sister Evangelina as well, we get to see that dynamic work.
Where would we be without Nurse Franklin bringing up the rear like a poodle at the circus?
Can you imagine two more polar people than Sister Evangelina in her wrinkly, slightly dirty old habit, and Trixie with her beautiful blonde hair and perfect makeup? So they are diametrically opposed.
They challenge each other. They're very headstrong, both of each other, so they're butting heads constantly.
This is a flibberty-gibbet. Don't know if you have that word here. Flibberty-gibbet.
It kind of works for a great comedy duo. Who knew?
So it's pretty shocking when they are sent off together and have to work together. The assumption would be that Sister Evangelina would be in charge and give Trixie a very hard time. Ironically, an accident happens where Evangelina is the incapacitated one and has to rely on Trixie, and there's a lovely volte-face in their relationship.
I really wanted to do my own stunts. I was allowed to do some of them. Some of them we did with a green screen, and I was allowed to do that because it was a safe environment and I had a big sponge mat underneath me. But the big ladder was such a tall, long climb and so dangerous because it was in the middle of the night and really quite high up. I was banned from doing that, although I did try to whine onto the producers to let me do it, but no.
Call the Midwife, only on PBS.
Be more. PBS.
share, tweet, watch.
Great performance at the Metropolitan Opera is brought to you by Toll Brothers. With its commitment to elegant craftsmanship and luxury lifestyles, Toll Brothers has been building homes and communities throughout the nation for more than 40 years. Additional funding is provided by M. Beverly and Robert G. Bartner. The National Endowment for the Arts, Art Works. The Irene Diamond Fund. The Philip and Janice Levin Foundation. The Agnes Varys Trust, supporting affordable access to the arts, education, and healthcare. And by contributions to a PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Be more. PBS.
When freedom is forbidden.
We've been making arrangements to go into hiding for some time.
When escape is impossible.
What's happening? Please tell us.
6,000 Jews have gone.
When love is elusive.
Have you ever kissed anybody?
Only hope remains.
I somehow feel that in spite of everything, people are good at heart.
Masterpiece Classic presents the acclaimed new production, The Diary of Anne Frank.
Tonight at 9 on member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
I'm always interested in where things start. We don't even have an option to turn our backs on this. Who's the smart thinker on that?
What was it that broke the fever?
By uncovering what's really there.
I think there are 800 open investigations.
Maybe there's a lesson there.
We're covering the stories you really need, without the noise. What you need to know. Allison Stewart and John Meacham.
What's your take on that?
Need to Know on PBS. A new way of looking at news.
Friday night at 8:30 on member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
A good paintbrush will last for years if you take care of it. When cleaning, use a comb to get any built-up paint off the brush. And store your brush in its original cardboard wrapper to help keep its shape.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall.
Oh, that is too solid.
It is the Kennedy Center.
Check 1, 2.
And a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
PBS has always played a big part in my being a good citizen. When the Watergate hearings began, PBS was thoughtful enough to re-air them at night. So it was a great service to all of us who were busy with children during the day. Frontline, the News Hour. I really love Washington Week. I trust the news programs on PBS. I decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station.
Call us today. Your legacy can make a difference at Emmy Award-winning Blue Ridge PBS.
My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.
You're watching member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
This program has been made possible by the Clark Charitable Trust, by the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, by Premier Diagnostic Imaging, by Carl and Judy Sandlin, by Barron USA, Transformer Dryout Solutions for over 30 years, by the Tennessee Arts Commission, by the ExxonMobil Foundation, and by Damon Chu.
Robin Woolbright, and I'd like to thank the businesses and organizations in our viewing area for their support of Blue Ridge PBS. Corporate support sponsorships are available, so give me a call at Emmy Award-winning Blue Ridge PBS.
Everything happens somewhere, and all of those somewheres tell a story. Who is that guy? And why does he have a monument? What happened in that old church? And what did it used to look like? In the United States, we're constantly surrounded by our past. In fact, you may be standing on it right now. At American Experience, we've set out to find the people and places that tell our story. We're mapping history, if you will. And we're starting with one of the most important chapters in American history, the abolitionist movement. The work of the abolitionists was done all over the country, in big cities and small towns, in public squares and on street corners. The abolitionist map of America lets you explore the major sites and small corners where the country's first civil rights movement took place. Illustrated with photos and videos, the map tells the story of countless brave individuals who fought against slavery. Where did they live? What did they do? Quite possibly, the struggle took place in your town, too. See what happened close to you, in your state, your town, maybe even your own backyard. And if your backyard happens to be Boston, Charleston, Cincinnati, or Philadelphia, or if you're just visiting, use your iPhone to take a walking tour of abolitionist landmarks. At American Experience, we've pinned hundreds of locations, but there are too many stories to be told for us to do it alone. We've partnered with museums, colleges, and organizations across the country to help us map history. And we want your help too. Was one of your ancestors an abolitionist? Do you live in a house connected to the anti-slavery movement? Download the app and get started pinning your history. Everything happens somewhere. At American Experience, we want your help mapping history.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall.
Oh, that is too solid.
It is the Kennedy Center.
Check 1, 2.
And a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
You're watching member-supported Blue Ridge PBS.
More learning, more fun. Danville Science Center.
Watching PBS.
For artists, one tremendous thing about PBS is that it makes art accessible by putting it on a platform where millions of people can access it for free. On PBS, many people have seen something they would never see otherwise. The language of music is so universal, it can touch someone anywhere. And we need it. We need music, we need dance, we need great theater. We need all these things for our soul, you know, for joy and peace in our lives. After all these millennia, art is still something that survives. A lot of people don't have the means or aren't even aware that something's out there. And they may flip on PBS and see something that wakes up that integral part of being a human being, which is enjoying the arts of other human beings. I feel like that's important to me. So I'm grateful for PBS as an artist and as a viewer.
More learning, more fun. Danville Science Center.
When freedom is forbidden.
We've been making arrangements to go into hiding for some time.
When escape